Where's Jax's tail?
Pomni to have a unicorn horn.
I don't watch it. I watch the good fan content.
I watch the bad fan content. I think it's hilarious.
I mean, that's technically an animal. He is
Just a
beef.
pork.
Did before the Digital Circus. She was a content farm producer.
You're watching convention coverage.
All right, we have our microphone off to your right here, so we'll do this first.
Do murder drones and Amazing Digital Circus, do they have like a connection? Because I see a bunch of theories and stuff, and I started thinking and wondering that.
I'm fairly certain they're not like intentionally connected in any way.
Yeah.
But there are definitely references to murder drones in Digital Circus. Like there's the book in the back of the scene where Kane is talking to Gangle over the phone in the most recent episode that just says like, not murder drones, but it's like a play on the words.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like meta robots or something stupid.
Violent robots or something.
Yeah.
What is your guys' personal headcanons or wishes, maybe even, for what happens to Jax when he holds his breath?
He turns into Big Chungus.
I like that.
I think that his ears twirl and he propels himself and he just lifts himself up higher and higher and he can't stop it.
He just turns into Tails or Cream.
Exactly. Yeah, he turns into Cream the Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his ears propel and he just starts flying.
I think he transforms into an ear of corn.
Oh, God.
Don't put that in my head.
I
I'll never
adore
hold
all
my
of these
breath again.
answers. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for showing up to SacAnime. Hope to see you again. Bye.
Thank you.
When it comes to like these characters' different personalities, like how do you develop these characters from just like a base point, like just like at the start bottom, but how do you like build them up?
You can pull things from real life. Observe someone that maybe in the past has had a similar personality trait to the character you're trying to portray and take things from them or other characters that inspire you. I don't know how else
Peter
to
Griffin is an impression of a bad security guard.
my God.
It's like a security guard's voice. And so it's like, that's just a person that Seth MacFarlane was like, I want to do that. I want to sound like him. He had a funny voice. A lot of the time you just do impressions of things you hear.
Yep.
Exactly. I mean, as far as Kane is concerned, I grew up watching a lot of game shows with very over-the-top announcers. Then you also had Power Rangers, which I saw a lot. So my acting style tends to be very theatrical and over-the-top a lot of the times. And it also kind of matches with my personality, because I like entertaining people, sometimes to a fault, not always recognizing, like, if I've gone too far, which I really relate to with Kane. Some of Kane's insecurities I've also drawn from some of my own. And yeah, it really comes down to personal experience.
And I also think learning some singing can help, because that helps you learn how to use your muscles and to use the different registers of your voice in safe and healthy ways.
I did choir for years, and choir's been immensely helpful for me.
Yeah. I think it says a lot that every single one of the main cast can sing and is in like songs like Happy Place, where we are all singing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Awesome question.
What would you change about your character if you could change one like detail about them?
Not a thing.
Where's Jax's tail?
I would change Pomni to have a unicorn horn.
Well, it's possible.
Okay.
What if Kane just had a nose?
Do you guys all see that one like old Goose concept art of Kane where he's just all nose and ears? It's just like so stanky.
If you like met your character, would you like, how would that dynamic be? Would you get along? Would you not like each other? Like, what would your dynamic be if you knew if you like ever met your character?
Jax is just like my brother. I don't want to hang out with him.
I think if I met Kane, I would very quickly like start to really hate his guts and then promptly decide to punt him halfway across a football field.
I think Pomni and I would have like a nice trauma bonding session.
Aw.
And we would just hash stuff out and unpack stuff, and it would be cathartic, I think.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ask if you could be any character other than yourself, who would it be?
Kinger.
Fair.
Honestly, probably Kane. Kane would be a really fun one.
Hey.
Hey!
Gangle. I think she'd be fun.
I think you guys would all do really well on each of those roles.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the con.
You too.
Thank you.
What part of Pomni's personality do you relate to the most?
The anxiety and the existential dread and the not being able to get my words out in a smooth sentence.
Oh.
Yeah. I am her. She is me. We are kin.
Okay. Thank you.
You seem pretty articulate to me, but I don't know.
Oh, thank you.
I can understand you loud and clear.
What do you think your character as an animal plushie would be? And Jax cannot be a rabbit.
Well, he's a hamburger. He gets to be a burger.
I feel like Kane would probably be like an alligator, like a really flat one, because he's got all teeth, and also just to spite Gummy Goo.
Well, Pomni's a hamster.
And Jax is a burger. That's all he gets. He doesn't get to be another animal.
I mean, that's technically an animal. He is
Just a
beef.
burger.
Well, what I love about the Amazing Digital Circus is that it's, as more time goes on, the show is very self-aware about the internet culture and the fan culture in general. And when it comes to the fandom, sometimes the fans can make questionable content. So when you guys, stumble upon said questionable fan content, how do you, handle it or tolerate it?
I don't watch it. I watch the good fan content.
I watch the bad fan content. I think it's hilarious. I love all of the content, especially the bad content, because it's hilarious. It's memorable. There's a video of like rap battle between Jax and Skibbity Toilet.
You see, that's funny. That's funny.
It's not good, but it's funny.
I occasionally watch streams of folks just watching that and like sort of riffing, commentating on it. I've seen more of Jax twerking and Kane being pregnant than I think anyone ever needs to think about it. Congratulations, you are all now thinking about it.
I know I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Okay, I know that the Amazing Digital Circus is inspired by 90s CGI. Do you think that the Amazing Digital Circus would be an MS-DOS game? And if not only if it's going to be an MS-DOS game, it would also be like a game for the Sega Saturn.
I feel like if Digital Circus were a game from that era, it would probably be one of those cheap shareware video games on like old floppy disks and CDs where like you play the first level and then a big pop-up shows up saying, "Congratulations, you beat the first level. You need to send money now to this email to access the rest of the game." And like, you can hear that in Kane's voice, and it's like crusty and bit crush on like Windows Sound Recorder on Windows 98.
Not quite the same thing, but what I'd love to see more of is people doing like Sega CDI, or not Sega CDI, what is
Philips
it?
CDI.
The Philips CDI, like the Zelda CDI.
Oh yeah, those were controversial.
Digital Circus scenes, where it just looks so bad and so pixelated. Or like I Am Mean. Do you know I Am
Yes.
Mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, just all of those old animated video game cutscenes.
Michael, did you see the video that someone did of Kane drawn in CGI style to the Morshu lamp oil rope bombs?
Yes, and they animated it to your voice,
It was
right?
so freaking good.
See, I always pictured the Digital Circus more as like one of those 90s point-and-click adventure games like Pajama Sam or...
That's
right?
good. Yeah, that's good.
I know.
That takes me back. I would love to see that.
It's so nostalgic.
Well, thank you for the question.
What would be your genuine reaction to you're in the Digital Circus?
I'd want to sleep all the time.
It'd give me a headache.
All the vibrant colors.
Yes. I would...
Everywhere. Oh, the migraine.
Yep.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think of
Seriously, I hate going to the grocery store. The circus would drive me crazy.
The more I think about it, the more I think I'd probably abstract. I'd probably just be overwhelmed by the chaos of everything. I'd try to maybe just do what Zubul does and like just isolate myself. But then Kane is just like, "Wah! Come on my adventures! Do crazy stuff!" And I'd just be like, I hate this. I hate everything about this. And then suddenly I'm a big black pillar of eyes.
But also, there's also that idea of, it's like, well, you're here long enough. It's like, well, maybe I'll just try to play a lot. It's like D&D. You just kind of form a character. You have fun with your situation. You improv.
Fair enough. I mean, there is that. I do love me some D&D. So.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on the state of the indie animation industry? Do you think that it's going up? Do you think that it's going like? Do you think that we got good things in the future?
Up.
It's going up.
Up.
Oh my God, it's going up incredibly. Like just the state of everything, and the fact that there are so many creators that are able and accessible to make these cartoons now is just insane.
The spread of them too.
Yeah.
And I think with things like Procreate Dreams, it's just going to make animation much more accessible to people, so it's going to keep going up.
Mm-hmm. It's been absolutely democratized with how things have been going. Anyone can do it if they have the manpower, the willpower, and perhaps the funding.
Yep.
That's always the tricky part. But you can see people on YouTube, Newgrounds, just making stuff that they like and it getting traction. Mm-hmm. It's wild.
All right, well, thank you, and I love you guys all in Digital Circus. Thank you guys very much for answering my question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering if any of you guys have ever cried on set.
Admittedly, I'm very bad at producing tears on command. Have I ever actually cried on set? I've gotten very close, but I don't think I've ever actually gotten the tears to flow.
I don't think I've ever actually cried during a recording session or on set.
Where's the tears?
No. They're crocodile tears.
I've cried during auditions.
Oh. What about when
I'm
you
good at
deleted
crying on
me?
command.
Wait, I did cry for a recording session recently.
Spill.
But I can't talk about it.
Oh,
Never mind. My bad.
My
bad, guys.
This is not for anything you guys know. I promise. This is not for Digital Circus. Not for anything that you guys are probably aware of. But I recorded for something where I had to record some grueling crying. That it turned into real crying because it actually became because it was so intense it made me sad.
Yeah.
So I started to actually cry.
Okay.
You'll know the context in a few years maybe.
A
and I'll talk
few
about
years. That's crazy. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What food or drink do you think your character would like the most?
I joked about Jax liking spaghetti on Glitch X, and Goose was like, Jax loves spaghetti.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like I'm just projecting myself onto Pomni, but maybe sushi. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I feel like Kane would just really radical 90s candy snacks you'd find in a convenience store, many of which are probably discontinued by now. This is me absolutely projecting because there's I don't know if you guys have push pops in America. You probably do.
Yes.
We do.
Oh yeah. They used for the longest time they used to have a peach flavor. It has been discontinued for 2 decades. That was the best one. I will hold by that. Peach flavored hard candy is the freaking best.
You're so right.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We would like to know any things that you guys might have learned by that, like any tips, any just stuff that you guys have seen. One day we're going to make our own thing, and we would absolutely love to hear anything that you guys have about that.
Well, you learn a lot when you're, I'll speak first just because I'm in so many of them. You learn a lot about the behind-the-scenes process of animation in general. I know so much more now about how animation actually works than I ever did as a kid or growing up that I could have even, thought to look into. Because a lot of projects we work on literally just have Discord servers because they're independent and everyone's working remotely just through Discord. And so I get to be in Discord servers for Lackadaisy. Lackadaisy is a big one where I see literally the entire process from, writing the script to when they have little sketches of what their storyboard is going to be, to a fleshed out storyboard, to, rough animation to cleanup, to, everything, to color scripting, all of these little details you wouldn't think about. Because I didn't know what color scripting was for the longest time. That's when you come up with what the colors are going to look like and how the compositing of the scene is going to look. To, especially if it's going to be something where it's there's a lot of blues or reds in certain scenes and you want them to shine. You color script those scenes ahead of time. And there's just so many aspects of that I wouldn't have even thought about because I'm not an animator or an artist. I'm a voice actor. That's not my, that's not what I do. So it's just really cool to learn so much more about just that side of things that otherwise I'd never have access to.
What would you tell your younger self?
I don't think she would believe me.
I don't think I would tell my younger self anything because it would change my path.
That's true. That as well.
Yeah. I'd probably just tell him to keep his chin up.
I'd be mind blown. I would just think that I was completely lying to myself. I'm like, no way that I actually made my career happen. Shut up.
Just tell him things will get better.
Aww.
Yeah.
We love you.
Oh.
If you could control the digital circus, like if you were Kane, what is the first thing you would do?
I'd just make everything long-form D&D campaigns.
I would make a spin-off called Digital Circus Babies.
Oh, God. That's the last thing we need. There's plenty of that on YouTube.
No. Now we know what Pomni did before the digital circus. She was a content farm producer.
It was supposed to be a play on Muppet Babies. We're not gonna acknowledge those.
I just want to see them go-karting. I just want to do some go-karting in the digital circus. I want to turn it into a racetrack.
Mario Kart.
That's a good idea.
Style.
I'd play that game.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You guys are all great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I think with that, that's a wrap.
Thank you guys.
Thank you all so much for coming.